The hitman in the gruesome murder of Tshegofatso Pule says he decided to confess after Pule's boyfriend tried to pin all the blame on him. Muzikayise Malephane pleaded guilty for his role and agreed to testify against Ntuthuko Shoba, who he says masterminded the murder. It's alleged that Shoba was trying to hide his affair and his girlfriend's pregnancy from his wife. Pule was found hanging from a tree in Rudaport 2 years ago. She was 8 months pregnant. Silindelo Masikane is following this court case for us. She joins us now live. So more chilling details emerging in court today.
More details. It's quite emotional inside that courtroom, I must say, Shahan. The family of Tshegofatso Pule is having to hear, the details into the last few moments of Tshegofatso Pule's life. And once more, we saw Muzikayise Malephane back in the witness box. The state wrapped up its, leading him in their evidence in chief in terms of his statement. And he gave more details around how Tshegofatso died. For the first time today, we heard that she was shot in Noordgesig and that her body was then hung in Durban Deep in Rudaport. The state then put it to Muzikayise Malephane as to, why is it that you decided that you were going to shoot her? Wasn't the agreement that it was going to look like a suicide? And he said that, he decided that that's just what he was going to do, and he decided that he was going to carry out that hit rather than find someone to do it for Shoba as per their agreement.
So obviously there was an attempt to actually poke holes in his testimony, especially the inconsistencies.
Certainly so. So now the defense has an opportunity to cross-examine Malephane on his evidence because, of course, he is saying that he was contracted by Shoba to carry out this hit. So today the defense is now having an opportunity to cross-examine this evidence, trying to really point out to the court many of his inconsistencies. We know that he gave one statement to the police and a different version in his plea agreement, and this is what the defense is really relying on to try and show the court that Malephane is not a reliable witness, and to show that he's a pathological liar on many occasions. In fact, today we heard from Malephane that, yeah, look, I said this because I actually wanted to pin Shoba to the location, to pin him to the scene, but I was just angry at the time because the police had told him that Shoba had actually given them CCTV footage, and that is how he was found to be the murderer. So he says that in the beginning he lied, but then later on decided, you know what, if Shoba's going to throw me under the bus, then I'm taking him down with me. Let's take a listen.
Hence that's why ngale statement lesesini confession statement.
Yes, because everything in the statement is a lie. Even the police know that I lied on the statement. Hence, I made the second statement when I pleaded and I told the truth.
So why did you find any need to lie about him having sent you a location when he did not?
Manje kungani wena uyabona kunesidingo sokuthi ukhuluma amanga ngokuthi ukuthumela ilocation engekuthumela
isidingo ukuthi kahle uShoba bengifuna ukumplacer esinini isidingo senze ukuthi ngiqamba amanga kule statement lesi.
The reason for me lying on the statement is because I wanted to place Shoba on the scene.
I'm guessing this cross-examination will continue, but what else do we expect to happen in court tomorrow?
The cross-examination continues tomorrow, Shahan, and we are expecting the defense to now go into some of the details around the day Tshegofatso Pule was murdered, in terms of the location, in terms of her being picked up from Shoba's house, and we see that jeep that came to pick her up by Malephane, and we are also expecting later on this week and possibly tomorrow, just depending on how long it takes the defense to wrap up their cross-examination, we are expecting the state to then call a data expert to unpack the cell phone records that are going to be placed before the court, because Muzikayise Malephane may be the key witness for the state, but they cannot rely on his evidence alone. He is a convicted criminal, and so I think they're going to be using some of that data, those cell phone records, to really corroborate their version of events in terms of Shoba being the mastermind behind this murder. We know from the bail hearing alone, when Shoba was trying to secure bail, that on the day Tshegofatso Pule was murdered, cell phone records show that Shoba and Malephane made contact at least 23 times.
Yeah, there's no hiding from evidence like that, is there? Silindelo Masikane, we're going to leave it right there.